Hi, welcome to this lovely Friday with me, Gail. Going to do half an hour fitness Pilates with you just now. So working on your core strength and a little bit of mobility for your spine and a little bit of strengthening work for the back. So we're just going to do a little warm up. We want to be breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. And you just need a mat, bit of space, maybe a drink, and just work within your means. If you do need to have rest, make it easier, just work with your body. So we want to have feet nice and grounded into the mat and tummy drawing in tight. Head is lifted, nice and long neck, and then we want to breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Big deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just going to reach to the side on in breath, head dropping over, out breath back, in breath and out, and do that one more time each side. Nice long fingertips and big stretch, wake us up. And then we want to just have your feet hip width apart, and we just want to reach forward as we sit back. So you want to be tucking your tailbone under, we breathe in, we reach up, we have that long spine and head nice and long, lifting up the ceiling and back. So we're going in breath and out, and again in breath and out. So just going to be warming up the waist a little bit. So feet slightly wider than hip width apart, hands to temples, and then we want to just bend over, dropping down on in breath, lifting out breath, lifting the elbow up. So we're not dropping forward at this point and back up. Big deep breath in, breathe out, squeeze, in breath back, out breath, drawing the tummy in tight as you drop, working your obliques, the waist. We've got one more each side. We're going to stay here, we're going to extend the arm over, get a big nice long stretch and back up. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, extend that arm over and bring it back. Okay, a little bit of balance work. So we're just going to take one foot behind, lift the ribs, tuck that tailbone under, nice long line from your toes up to your fingertips, big stretch, and then we're going to just drop forward. And if you feel it's easier to have the hands on your waist, then you can have your hands on the waist, and we're just trying to lift this back leg, dropping the chest down, focusing on one little point. The gaze is forward and down, holding, and then nice and slowly control and bring that leg back down. So you're going to do the same on the other side, toe back and lift. And again, hands can be on the waist or hands can be in front. Leg can be slightly bent, your supporting leg, to make it a bit easier. We're just going to stretch and then nice and slowly bring that back leg down. Okay, we're just going to roll down and up, opening up each vertebrae, and nice and controlled reach to the floor or towards the floor if you can't reach. So head up, take a deep breath in, drop your chin down, start to reach forward, roll down, drawing the belly button up, coming down to the mat. Stay and have a couple of breaths here. And then on your next out breath, draw the tummy up, arch the back and roll up nice and slow. roll the shoulders and squeeze back. So we breathe in as we lift, we breathe out as we push back. Big circles. One more. And then again, nice and slowly, reach down, coming down to the mat. And then we're going to walk it forward into your plank. You can have bent legs. We want the hands with the fingertips spread, head in line, looking forward, and I'm pushing back through my heels. Get the Achilles to lengthen, pushing up through the shoulder blades, hands directly underneath the shoulders. And from here I'm going to do a little twist up on in-breath. You can do this with one knee on the floor if it's too difficult. And reaching up. And if you do have wrist issues, then you can come down onto your elbows and do the same. Reaching up, coming back, nice and controlled with the hips. Nice and long, following the gaze up to the ceiling. Holding. And then I'm just going to ride forward onto toes and then push back through the heels. So maybe in breath on one, out breath on the other. In breath and out, and then bring your knees down. Sit back into child pose. Fingertips forward, stretch through the fingertips. Elbows join into centre, head on the mat. And just relax, control the breath, nice and slow in through your nose and out through your mouth. Couple of more breaths here. And then we're going to just come up onto the knees. So we're on the knees, knees hip width apart, toes lengthened, so nice and rested feet. And then we're going to just lean back. So we don't want to arch back with the back sort of in a back bend. We want to push forward from your hips before we start. Hands forward. And on out breath, we're going to sink back, pushing your hips forward. And in breath coming up. And out breath. And in. And really focus on pushing forward, drawing this belly button down nice and tight. And then we're going to hold back this time. So we're going to hold back. We're going to feel the tingling in the legs. Make sure your chin is up, fingers are long. You can lean back further if you want to make this, but I'm not back bend. I'm pushing my hips forward. And then I'm going to come up. I'm going to take that into a little stretch. So one knee forward, the other leg back. Lift the chest and push down through the back hip. Get that little stretch down the front of the hip flexor. Then I'm going to centre my outer hand for balance, bend my back leg, reach back, and on out breath, I'm going to draw the heel towards the bottom. I'm still keeping my chest lifted, squeezing in nice and tight, or if you can't squeeze onto the bottom, just take it to where you can. And squeeze. Oh, feeling this today. And then nice and slowly, I'm going to leave that foot go. Swap, one knee forward, one leg back. Lift the chest, lift and push forward to get that stretch. And it feels so good. So now we're going to just centre the outer hand for balance. Bend and on out breath, try and draw that heel towards the bottom. I'm still pushing down with the hip. So you're pushing down through the hip to get the stretch down the front of the leg, the quad and the hip flexor. And then let that foot go. Come back up onto your knees, and we're just gonna take one leg out, in line, the toe is in line with your hip and your shoulder. The arms are out, belly button drawn in as always. And on out breath, we're just gonna come over towards that straight leg. So take a deep breath in, stretch your fingers. Out breath, take the hand down. Nice stretch for the waist, not sinking forward with the shoulder, keep it back. In breath, we are back. Out breath, take the hands to the floor, hand and stretch. You can lift the leg or you can keep it down. In breath, stretch. Out breath, reach. In breath, back. Out breath. Big long stretch, hold this stretch. Keep your hips pushing forward, keep that leg lifted and pulse lift. So breathing out and in, lifting. Working this outer thigh area. Nice and high lift if you can. And then bring it back up and we're going to swap the knees. Other leg out. And again, make sure that foot is in line, it's not forward, it's in line with your hip. Take a deep breath in, take it into your stretch and coming down towards your straight leg. On out breath, keeping the shoulder back. And in breath, we are back up. Out breath, we are dropping down. Stretch and lift the leg. In breath and out breath. In breath and out. Last time, in breath and out. And in breath again, keep breathing and lift and then pulse lift and hold the breath. Lift this leg, keep the hips forward. Nice long fingertips. And bring it back. And we're going to come down onto the floor. So we're going to lie on our side and rest the head into the hand. And again, posture. Your feet are not forward, your legs are back in line with the hip and your shoulder. This hand that's on the mat is only for balance. We don't want to be pushing through the mat. It should be gentle, resting maybe with the fingers and working, tightening the core and working to lift the legs. So we're going to lift the top leg on a flex. So breathing out, point and lift the other and in breath down. So breathe out, out and in. Breathe out, out and in. Then I'm going to take the two leg lift, breathing out and breathing in. You can stay with singles if you prefer. Breathing out, think about these fingertips on the mat, just gentle. It's only there for balance. And breathing out. And if you wish to make this harder, then you can take the hand away from your head, slightly diagonal coming away, and then we want to push up onto the elbow, reach down the legs towards the ankles and back down and in breath. So breathing out, we lift, breathing in, we're down, out breath, lift, in, down, and then I'm going to stay up and lift. Breathing out and in, out and in. Now holding the breath, stretching. You can just do up and down if you do not want to pulse. So squeeze, lift, lift, lift. Working into the waist and rest. I'm going to take the bottom hand onto the shoulder. Top hand comes across. The further back the hand comes, the harder it'll be, because it'll allow you to lift a little bit higher. So again, legs are nice and long, pointy toes. On out breath, we push up, squeeze, feel this into your waist. In breath down, out breath push, in breath down. And two more, Breathing out, lifting. Breathing in, coming back. And breathing out, pushing as high as you can. And back down. And then just bringing the knees in. Push yourself up. Take it to a little 90-90 stretch. The legs are bent. Hands over to the side. Lift on in breath. And out breath. Push forward to stretch through that hip and the waist. And then if you want to come down lower, you can stay with elbows down. Or you can increase that by dropping down, resting head onto the hands. Focusing on your out breath. Then you're sinking down into the mat, allowing that stretch to increase. And then we're going to come up, push up, swap over to the other side, resting the head again into the hand, and check again that you're nice long body alignment, nice tight core. Belly button in, hips directly on top of one another, and fingertips just resting. And we breathe out, we lift, point and lower. So breathe out, out and in. Breathe in, out, out and in, and then 2-leg lift. Out breath, in breath. Out and in. 2 more, and if you want to make that harder, we're going to increase by taking the hand forward and pushing up on out breath. Pause, in breath down. So breathing out and breathing in. Out breath and in. And squeeze. And next time we're going to stay up. So make sure you're forward on that hip bone, and we lift. And breathe. Keep going, nice and high. Work it into the waist. And okay, so from there, took a mind blank, always interrupting me there. So we're just going to take the inner hand onto your shoulder, legs are long, hand to the side, and out breath, again hand back, makes it harder. In breath down, and out breath, push, oh, in breath down. Really want you to feel this into your waist, guys, pushing up and back down. And again, last one, make it your best. Squeeze, hold, and take it back. Pushing up, 90-90 legs, hands over to the side, in breath, lift, out breath, push, head is forward, or into elbows, or resting, just allowing that nice slow breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth to just relax down. And from there we're just going to come back up. Okay, going to come on to elbow plank. So we're going to be lying on our side, knee on the mat is your easier option. 1 foot in front of the other is your second, and feet stacked on top, hips on top of one another. Lift and hold, this elbows directly underneath the shoulder, and we breathe in, down, and breathe out, push up, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, down and up, squeezing. Okay, going to hold up, nice and high, keep that hold, keep that bottom tucked in, hold that. You can be on your knee if you prefer, or 1 foot in front of each other. Keep holding and rest. Going to come on to the tummy and going to keep the right arm, forearm down. If you want to make this easier, you'll just rest your head onto that arm. And if you're wanting to make it harder, you stay up. So I'm just going to take one arm forward, and on out breath, I'm going to just lift my leg and arm, and in breath, take it down. Breathing out, lifting, working into the back, and stretching the abs, nice and high, and down. Last one, and then I'm going to change sides, and again, if you wish to rest your head, so we're reaching, taking it down, breathing out, squeezing the glute, breathing in, breathing out, and then I'm just going to keep the two hands down, and I'm going to lift on out breath, squeezing my glutes, gluteal bracing, so we are tightening up the glute. Out breath, and in. If you wish to make this a little bit more challenging, guys, you can lift arms to the front as well. So we breathe out and breathe in. Breathe out and in. Out breath and in, and lift and push back. Have a little sit back into child pose. Stretch that back, rest. I'm just going to rest my hands now at the side, or you can have them back with palms up. Couple of breaths. Relax into your stretch. And then we're going to come back onto the other side, onto our elbow plank, either knee on the mat, foot in front, or feet stacked on top, lifting nice and high, and in breath down, out breath up, in breath down, out breath, in breath and out, and then we're going to stay up, holding up, not holding the breath, breathing naturally, just keep the lift of the hip. And if it's too difficult, knee on the mat, keep lifting, keep holding, and bring it down. So we're going to come into our little C curl, so we round in the back, feet are bent forward to the front, hands are forward, take a deep breath in, breathe out, roll your hips up and sink back and hold. And then next, out breath, we come lower. So if it's too difficult, you just stay up or come up and have rest. And then next out breath, you come down lower, push the hips up, keep your chin up, breathe, keep that tension, keep the core tight. So really squeezing. Breathing, if you need a rest, come up, give it a little stretch, and then come back into it. Still holding. And then we will bring up chest, nice and proud, shoulders back, and then in breath, out breath, we push down, chin down towards your chest, a couple of breaths here, allowing the spine and back of the neck to get a little stretch. And from there, we are just going to take it into the same, but we're going to do tabletop legs, but we're just going to lift up. If it's too difficult, feet come to the mat, you're holding. I'm lifting my chest now, fingers forward, and if you wish, you can straighten these legs, hold it. If it's too hard, feet on the mat, keep lifting, and then I'm going to bend my legs on in breath and out breath point. So in breath and out, in breath and out. If it's too difficult, you might want to practice with the hands behind, and then get your balance and come back in and give a little stretch up and sink back. And time is running away with me. So we're just going to take it into a little twist. So you're going to lie down, head on the mat to begin with, feet back, and your options are to just squeeze over and back with the feet rounded, legs at 90, twist and bend, lengthen that leg, higher on the leg is easier, lower is harder, and we're just going to work with this. So either feet on the mat and lifting, so breathing out and breathing in, breathing out and in, and really push your shoulder over, guys. If you want to reach to outside the knee, then that'll give you a bigger contraction onto the stomach, onto the waist. Without breath as we twist, in breath back, out breath, keeping the knee above your hip on the other leg. And then I'm just going to speed it up, in breath and out, in breath and out, in breath and out, and hug and rest the head, squeeze. And then we're going to take it into legs up. So the hands can be just kind of underneath your back here, and your head can be on the mat to do your down and up. Making that harder is to lift the chest up, get that tummy extra tight, chin up, and hands to temple. So we're going to do in breath down leg, out breath up. So we're trying to keep this leg above your hip. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Now I'm keeping my chest pushing up, so I really feel this on my stomach. And then have a little rest. And then we're going to take it into doubles. So we're going to go down 2. So in breath for 2 and out breath for 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, same on each leg. And then we're going to change that to 4 down and 4 up. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to 2s. 1, 2, and back. Last one. 1, 2, and back, and a hug. And we're going to go for our last one. Double legs. If you wish to stay with single legs, it is your workout. Do what feels good. So again, we're going to just lift the head if you want to make it harder. Head rested and hands under if you wish to make it easier. And I'm taking the legs down on in breath. So in breath down and out breath up. In breath. And if I want to make this more challenging, I'm going to take my hand and my head down, and then I'm going to crunch up. In breath down and out breath, crunch. In breath and out and in. 2 more, guys. Single legs if it's too hard. Last one. Hold up and reach. Breathe. Bend my toes back, try and extend above my toes. Oh, so good. And rest. Make sure your head's not tipped back. Lift the head up and plant it back down. So have a nice long neck. Rock from side to side. And I'm going to put my feet back on the mat, hands out, drop the knees down and press on out breath. Look away from your knees. Knees higher towards the shoulder if you don't feel enough of a stretch. And then we're going to take it up, change onto the other side. So knees down. If your knees can't sit on top of one another, you can always put a little cushion between your knees. And if it's not enough, take those knees up higher towards that shoulder, press down and get that nice long stretch of outer thigh and your back. And from there, we're just going to lengthen the legs. So we want to have a little in breath and an out, an in breath and an out. Rest the head, make sure the head's not tipping back. And work through it. Big stretch for the hamstring. Nice long legs. And then I'm going to just grab my knees, touch my toes, come back, up, roll. If you wish to touch the floor at the back, you can touch the floor and then roll up, get an extra little stretch. And we'll do that one more time. And staying up. Legs out straight. Hinge, lift the chest, push forward from your hips and reach. In breath, lift, out breath, push forward, drop down on your next out breath. You can move your sit bones back to get yourself comfortable. Allow your head to drop. Try and rest, relax into your stretch. Rest in the head so that the head is nice, and it can be on the legs if you wish. Hands can be wherever comfortable. And from there we're going to come back up, cross the legs to the front, and we have one sleepy dog. Going to take it into a little twist. Hand behind, opposite hand on your knee, lift the chest on in breath, and out breath, try and look over your shoulder so long as there is no pain in the neck area. If there is, just keep your head like side facing. Keep breathing, keep twisting. Draw yourself back round, chest nice and high, and then we change. So in breath, we lift. And out breath, we twist. And then as we hold, we breathe naturally. Nice slow breathing though, so try and really work into your stretch. And coming back. And then hand on a mat, in breath, reaching up. A couple of minutes over, guys, apologise. Out breath, over, shoulders pushing back. In breath, reaching up. Out breath, over. Taking it two hands, breathing out, pushing out, dropping your head down. Hands behind, out breath, push away with arms. In breath, hold. Next out breath, lift. Squeeze the shoulders away from the ears as you lift. And stretching, palm into the floor and dropping the head to the opposite side or fingertips into the mat. And then change, in breath, drop your head, out breath, head drops over and the push. And thank you so much for joining me today, guys. That was quick as half hour. So have a good weekend and enjoy. Any comments, put them up, I'll get back to you. And have a drink now and just have a fabulous weekend, and I will be back next week. Hope you enjoy that. I know I did. So take care. Thanks again. Bye.